bring you up later. I figure you can take me back to your place and have your way with me. And you can tell me all about whatever I need to know.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, hi there. Oh, man.
I'm Danny.
I'm Rob, and I guess this is my second week making a fool of myself right off the bat.
After a brief respite.
Yeah, you know, the last one was so taxing. I needed a break. I just slept for like 2 weeks.
And this is still Southern California Comics Weekly Video Update.
Oh, it is?
Yes. We're going to talk about what came out this week.
And some cool stuff did come out this week.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting week.
It's a great week for art. I think literally everything I'm holding in my hands right now is just beautiful to behold.
I'm holding no garbage.
No, I don't want no garbage.
You know what circles garbage?
What circles garbage?
Flies. And, oh snap, what's this? The Fly number one.
Number one.
It has the subtitle Outbreak, because this is the one where the flies break out. Of what? I don't know, because I haven't read it, but it's by Brandon Seifert, who did Witch Doctor.
Oh,
do you remember that series?
I do.
Pretty fun. And drawn by a man or woman, or who knows, named Mention 3. It could be a group of people.
Who knows though, really?
He, she, it, they are called Mention 3, and they drew this, and it's got a really slick, kind of moody, colorful style.
Like
Yeah. It involves flies. Well, at least one, because it's called The Fly and not The Flies.
I have to say, personally, I'm amazed by the amount of extrapolation you did right there. Almost as if you were a computer. Speaking of computers,
What?
in the most recent Batgirl, which just came out today, Batgirl is finding herself in a bit of a tiffy due to some computers. Imagine that.
What?
That's why we have this digitized version of her on the front. If you've been reading the new Batgirl, then basically all the things you love, you're still going to love. Fast pacing, a very, very fantastic Barbara Gordon, who no longer is weeping all the time.
Ah, yes.
Some computer love, because Batgirl is very, very smart. I mean, basically it's everything you want out of a Batgirl comic. And computers.
What if I wanted more out of a Batgirl comic?
If you wanted more, well then you, sir, would be in luck because
What?
maybe I can interest you in another issue of Batgirl.
That's right, you're seeing this correctly. We didn't just rewind the footage. This is Batgirl Endgame, tying into the big event happening right now in Batman Endgame, with the Joker again doing Joker-y things.
He's back?
He's back, and he's bad, and he's laughing.
Can you believe it? He's laughing. It's not something that's never been done in the history of the Joker.
He loves to laugh.
They're really just going into new territory here, but what's special about this issue is it's still the same creative team as the original one, which I should have mentioned, is Stewart and Fletcher, who were the writers.
Yes.
But the artist, instead of the usual Babstar, is actually the French artist Bengal. And if you are not familiar with his art, you should get on the internet right now and look at it, because it is just gorgeous. I mean, it's really some of the slickest, just classic cartoony, like, comic book art without being too cartoony. It's got just the right animated kind of feel to it. I think it's great.
It looks awesome.
It's beautiful.
Real art.
Did we mention it's all silent?
That's right. The gorgeous thing about it, no dialogue whatsoever within. Just faces and people figuring stuff out and all that good stuff.
I am stoked.
You should be.
I have no segue, so Secret Identities number 2 is out. We have a bunch of copies of it as well as number 1, so why don't you pick up both and get into the story of a superhero team where one of them is a mole.
If that isn't enough to make you want to read it, one of our very own coworkers here, Charlie, who usually does not like much of anything, said, and I quote, "I read it and it wasn't garbage."
Oh my god.
That is just the highest praise a modern series can get.
I need to put the pull quote of that on there. Just slap it across. Not garbage.
Southern California comics.
Some guy from a comic shop.
Now we're back on to garbage, which I guess is going to be the theme for this week. But let's say you were to take pieces of garbage, the garbage of man, and put it together, you would get Frankenstein. And now I know there are a lot of you who are going to say, the monster isn't named Frankenstein, that's the doctor. And then, yeah, but that's another argument for another time.
What do you think his dad's name is all I gotta say.
Yeah, exactly. He's Frankenstein Jr., Frankie Jr.,
Yeah.
Frankie the Second.
Either way, it's Dark Horse, more Mike Mignola and Ben Steinbeck. If you've read any of the other series, Hellboy, Baltimore, They had another one recently.
Witchfinder?
That sounds right.
Witch Hunter?
And then, all of the Hellboy spin-offs, BPRD, Ape Sapien, stuff like that. You know the aesthetic, you know the feel, you know what they're going for. Very dark, very fun though. I tend to just thoroughly enjoy reading these Dark Horse comics for nothing other than just how
So good.
atmospheric. It's just, I can't say that I care in particular about Frankenstein, but Mike Mignola, you make him draw something and write it, and I guess I'll care.
You can pretty much do anything.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. I don't have any more segues.
I'm sorry.
I need to go make a trip to the Segway store. But right now at the comic book store, Segway, where they're selling Manhattan Project's #1, subtitled The Sun Beyond the Stars. Manhattan Projects used to be an ongoing, and now it's coming out in a series of miniseries.
Is that what's happening?
Yep.
I was so completely confused by what was happening with the printing there.
Yeah, they're taking the Hellboy model. Oh, that would have been a great segue.
That would have been,
I am a failure.
No, no one's going to blame you there. But sometimes you can make a mistake and you will get blamed for it.
Oh.
But who knows if these gentlemen who have gone back to mess with time will be blamed for their mistakes. I'm talking about Mark Miller, Sean Gordon Murphy, Chrononauts. I had to work really hard for that segue, and for that reason alone, you should read this story.
So, number one,
If not,
waiting on it.
time travel,
Um,
Sean Gordon Murphy's just
I don't
sketchy,
know.
brilliant art. If you've read Joe the Barbarian or Punk Rock Jesus, which I personally recommend because it's written and drawn by Sean Gordon Murphy, you know his style, and I'm
Yep.
sure you've read something by Mark Miller. It's just, you have eyes. If you're watching this, you've read a comic. You've read something by Mark Miller.
Mm-hmm.
You should read it.
Okay.
And
Strange Sports Stories is a new Vertigo anthology. It features sports stories that are strange by a whole host of talent. The first story is by Gilbert Hernandez, so insta-buy.
seriously, that first one looks gorgeous. It's so.
Yeah.
I just opened up a page and I was like, man, that kid's head.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Let's show you some. It's really nice looking art. You know how they do. I really like.
How they do.
I'm not gonna look up the artist of this, but there's like a weird hockey story with some really cool art. Like, you cannot go wrong. And if you don't like a story, it's done in like 6 pages.
Yeah. The best of both worlds.
Yes. You know what the best of all worlds is, though? It's called Sex Castle. It is the best graphic novel of last year. It's by Kyle Starks,
Good.
who kickstarted this last year.
Oh.
And Image picked it up to put it in every comic book shop in the nation. It is dope. It is about the world's greatest assassin coming to live in a small town, and then trouble starts finding him. It is hilarious and super violent, and it's like a throwback to every 80s violent movie you can think of.
Joy.
Yeah, it's got a good vibe. It's a lot of fun.
I say it looks like Snake Plissken
Yep.
from
A little bit of Snake Plissken, a little bit of Swayze.
Man, I could use a little bit of Swayze in me.
Too bad. Sex Castle. That's it for me.
Yeah, that was it.
Yes,
That was a good, fun week.
good set of comics.
Yeah.
All right, time for a second segment.
Ooh, what's the second segment?
I have no idea,
Brilliant.
but I'll know by the time we cut back in. So enjoy that
Yeah.
transition. No, we'll do it in the video. You don't have to do it.
Oh, okay. I figured just in case.
All right, we're back, and I've gone solo. I want to talk to you about cards, not just any cards, ridiculously shiny cards. Last Saturday, we got a collection of ridiculously shiny cards from the 1990s. I have to warn you, they are extreme. They are $1 each. They are very, very shiny. There's a bunch of, there's a bunch of junk from Wizard Magazine. Remember Wizard Magazine? Well, they always came with like chromium holofoil cards of the latest thing. This is Ash, the firefighting themed superhero created by Joe Quesada. How about Backlash? Not to be confused with Whiplash. I don't remember who created him, but that's okay. The art is by Brett Booth, if that matters to you. How about random Cyberforce characters? Look at that guy. He has a cigar. Grifter. You like Grifter, right? I honestly love Grifter. Here's my favorite. Here's the best one, and it's $1. This is a lenticular hologram of Deathblow blowing a hole in the torso of, looks like, what's his name, Rune? Is that vampire from Malibu Comics? It's probably not him, but it looks like him. How about you get to meet some new characters like Bliss? Her name is Bliss, I think. I don't know. She's shiny. Like Purgatory? Me neither, but we have a card of it for $1. This one's actually my favorite. This is Fairchild and She-Hulk, just palling around, being very muscly. The art's kind of fun, actually. I wonder who drew it. I don't know. I can't really read the signature. Got a card of Electric Superman. I remember this guy. He's electric and he was Superman. Alright, last one. Synergy. Not to be confused with the synergy of Image Comics. Different Image Comics synergy. Yeah. $1. There's a whole box of them. Please buy them. I took a lot of time to price them. Alright. I'll see you next week. Rob might be here. Maybe not. Maybe someone else will be here. I'll be here because I own the camera. Bye.